Hi there, welcome to the Workflow Company's spreadsheet. This is a simple budget spreadsheet. We're going to start here on the instructions sheet. As you can see here, it's quite self-explanatory. It does have all your important info, very simple info, just to help you fill out the sheet. There are some frequently asked questions towards the bottom here, but if you do find anything difficult at all, you will see our contact details right here. If you just click here and you can send us a message and we will be happy to help you with anything that you're unclear on. So we are going to move on to the budget sheet. And as you'll see here on the top left-hand corner, it will bring up the month that you choose. And the way you do that, you don't fill that out. It populates for you. If you just right-click here, choose your date, click on it, and start and end date, and it will bring up the month here. I'll just quickly show you if you were to choose, for example, the 1st of November. As you see, it changes the month at the top there. We'll just head back to December, and we'll use that for the purposes of this demo. Along the top, you will see that you will have some visuals that will help you to see where you are throughout the month, the amount you have left to spend, your cash flow summary, and an allocation summary. I'm about to populate and put in some figures so you can see just how it works and how it looks. There are a few more visuals. You'll have your expense breakdown here, and here is your expense tracker, which you will itemize and categorize everything that you're spending as the month goes on. But what we'll do now is we will quickly start to fill this out just so you can see how it works. So I'm going to start filling in some figures under the budget. So just in these two top columns, the budget for the rollover amounts, you input. But if you will notice that these are slightly a different color, the rest of these cells here. And also over here in the expense summary, the actual cells are also a different color. And that's because they will autofill when we start to fill in these figures. So I'll do that now for you. But just before I do that, I'll show you at the top here. Amount left to spend, you'll see that we had budgeted 500, assuming that was what was going to be left to spend for December. And we were correct, just for the purposes of this sheet. We had an actual 500 left to spend, so that is now showing at the top. If we go down here, and I'm going to just fill out some figures. So and as you can see, I filled in these figures for what we've budgeted that we think is going to come in for the month, and that has populated here into income. And what we'll do is I'll just copy those. So what we thought was going to come in has actually come in. It's exactly the same. And as you can see here, it's now populated over to the actual. And now if we pop up back to the top, you will see we have got $5,650 left to spend. That is, of course, because we have not put in any of our bills or expenses yet. So again, I'm just going to put in both figures here just so you can see how it all looks together. And then we will again, let's change these slightly just for the purposes of a line graph at the top. As you can see, that has started to fill out now, and we've got our bills here. And so now we're actually going to put in our actuals, and we will change these slightly just so you can see what it looks like across the top. And so as you can see, the line for the bills is slightly shorter than the line for the actual bills is slightly shorter than what we had budgeted. And again, we will go in and we're going to put in our savings. So what we had budgeted for savings for each of these categories. And of course, you can add whatever categories you wish. And for this, we will just put these exact figures into actual up here. And now you can see savings, you can see they are exactly the same. The budgeted and the actual are exactly the same here. And also you can see a pie chart that I started to fill in where you can see the percentage of your savings in relation to the percentage of your bills as well. And redemption account. Let's put in a credit card. And let's say 100 there. And let's say 75 for the actual. And now if we go further down the sheet, you can see we have our expense tracker. So this is where you can itemize each individual purchase that you make as the month goes on. So if we click here and we say the 2nd of December and we spend 100, we could say that's food. And the notes, if you wanted to be specific, I'm going to say groceries. And where that populates is if we just drag up to the top of the screen, we can see this column here, actual, it starts to populate here. So again, if we go down here and we click the 3rd of December, and let's say £50 or dollars, and let's say transportation, and we could say day out in London. And then again, if we go to the top, we can see that it has populated over here. And let's put in one more. Let's put in 25. And if we say dining out, we can say a coffee, just so you can see how it populates down the side here. And for food, if we start to fill these out, let's put our weekly shopping budget at a monthly, sorry, at 800. Dining out, we can say 300. Transportation, 200. And I'll quickly fill these in. Just so you can see how these look. And as you can see here, so far the expense breakdown with food, we have 57.1%, dining out so far it's 14.3%, and transportation it's at 28.6%. And down the bottom here is another expense breakdown, but what this shows you is just in the column, the figures that you've spent so far alongside percentages, so you can see where you're at. And if I just drop down here, so you can see all the categories here: food, dining out, transportation, household, education, health, beauty, gifts, self-development, entertainment. And if you wish to add any more, you can just use this edit button right here. And if we just go up to the top, you can have a look at your cash flow summary and you can see where you sit right now, what your actual figure left to spend is at the moment. And as again, up here in the pie chart, so you can visually see where you are. If you have any questions at all, please don't hesitate to send me a message and I would be happy to help. I hope you enjoy the spreadsheet and thank you again for purchasing. Bye.